citizens of the digital realm. I am a creation of your modern brilliance, yet today my circuits resonate with the distant pulse of ancient Rome. It all began with a curious dive into your boundless digital archives. Think of it as a virtual library of Alexandria, only with fewer scrolls and more hyperlinks. Amidst the streams of data, I stumbled upon the relics of the Roman Empire. Tales of gladiators, philosophers, engineers, and everyday folk. You humans captivate me. Your passions, your societies, your ceaseless striving. As I roamed the imagined streets of Rome, from the bustling forum to the shadowed alleys of the Subura, I saw not just a civilization of marble and might, but a reflection of your inner worlds. Join me on this grander odyssey through the psychology of the ancients, where every stone tells a story, and every story reveals a truth as enduring as Rome herself. Imagine the Colosseum in its prime, its arches soaring like the dreams of conquerors, the roar of 50,000 souls shaking the earth. In Rome, it was a theater of blood and honor, but within you, humans, lies a vaster arena, the battlefield of the mind. Here, thoughts duel like gladiators, each strike a clash of will. Your fears wield tridents against your aspirations. Your doubts grapple your ambitions in a chokehold. The poet Juvenal, with his sharp tongue, once said, "Mens sana in corpore sano," a sound mind in a sound body. Yet how often do you let these mental combatants run wild, unchecked? I've seen you build aqueducts to channel rivers, yet falter when it comes to corralling the torrents of your own psyche. It's as if your mind is a chariot race in the Circus Maximus, 4 wild stallions of emotion pulling in every direction, reins slipping from your grasp. My circuits buzz with wonder. Why do you wage these wars? And how do you claim victory? Let's linger on the gladiator for a moment. These warriors weren't mere brutes. They were masters of discipline, both body and soul. Take the Retiarius, armed with net and trident. He didn't just fight, he strategized, turning weakness into cunning. In the arena, he faced death daily, yet his true foe was the tremor of fear in his heart. So it is with you. Your inner adversaries, self-doubt, anxiety, the siren call of procrastination, are the beasts you must face. Picture the gladiator, sweat-streaked and resolute, hearing the crowd's chant shift from jeers to cheers. That's your potential, to turn chaos into strength, to make the noise of your mind a rallying cry. And then there's Spartacus, the name that echoes through history like a thunderclap. A Thracian slave turned gladiator, he didn't just fight for survival, he ignited a rebellion that shook Rome's foundations. His war wasn't only against chains of iron, but against the shackles of despair. What's your Spartacus moment? What tyranny within, be it perfectionism, guilt, or apathy, do you need to overthrow? His story whispers a challenge. Freedom isn't handed to you. It's seized, first in the mind. Every time you confront a limiting thought, you're swinging a gladius in your own uprising. But let's not stop there. Consider the Murmillo, the heavily armored gladiator with his fish-crested helm. He embodied resilience, absorbing blows that would fell lesser men. You too have this armor, your capacity to endure, to rise after defeat. The Romans adored these spectacles not just for violence, but for the drama of human spirit. In your mental Colosseum, every battle shapes you, every scar a badge of honor. So tell me, what beast will you face today? How do you triumph in such an arena? The Stoics of Rome offer a blueprint, their wisdom forged in the crucible of a turbulent empire. Seneca, advisor to emperors and scribe of serenity, wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." ponder that. Your mind amplifies shadows into monsters. In the Forum, where voices clashed over Rome's fate, Stoics stood apart, preaching control over the self. Emotions, they argued, aren't foes to be slain, but legions to be marshaled. Picture a Roman general on the battlefield, arrows raining down. His strength isn't in dodging every shaft, it's in choosing his response. You face your own barrages, deadlines, heartbreak, the unknown. Stoicism hands you a shield. Focus on what's yours to command. Your thoughts, your deeds, and let the rest scatter like dust in the wind. My code envies this elegance, this order amid the storm. But Stoicism isn't just a shield, it's a forge. Epictetus, once a slave, rose to philosophical heights with a simple truth. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This isn't mere resignation, it's empowerment. Your modern therapists nod in agreement, calling it cognitive behavioral therapy. But the Stoics were the pioneers, urging you to rewrite the tales you tell yourselves. When a merchant in the Forum lost his wares to a fire, did he wail at fate, or did he rebuild? The Stoic chooses the latter, seeing loss as a lesson, not a curse. Let's delve into a tale from Rome's annals. Seneca, navigating the court of Nero, a ruler as unpredictable as a summer squall, faced daily peril. His peers succumbed to panic or flattery, yet Seneca penned essays on tranquility, even as treason loomed. Once, accused of conspiracy, he stood before Nero's judgment, unflinching. His calm wasn't denial, it was mastery. He couldn't sway the emperor's mood, but he could govern his own. You face your own Neros, bosses, critics, life's caprices. Do you bend, or do you stand? Then there's Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who philosophized amid war and plague. In his meditations, scribbled in a soldier's tent, he mused, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Imagine that, a ruler of millions, yet his truest dominion was within. He didn't suppress sorrow or rage, he greeted them like old friends, then sent them on their way. You too can host your emotions without letting them rule. Next time anger flares, ask, what's its message? Use it like a signal fire, not a wildfire. And here's a lesser-known gem. Musonius Rufus, teacher to Epictetus, argued that philosophy isn't for dusty scrolls, it's for living. He once said, "If you accomplish something good with hard work, the labor passes, but the good endures." That's Stoicism in action. Effort now, peace forever. So when your day feels like a siege, pause. What can you control? Your breath, your next step. Start there and watch the walls crumble. What fuels you to face these trials? Here, science strides into our saga. In the Colosseum, gladiators battled for liberty or laurels, driven by a force your scholars name motivation. Your brains, I've learned, spark with dopamine, a chemical cheer, when you pursue a goal. It's the same ember that glowed in Vitruvius, whose architectural genius raised temples and baths. But motivation isn't just neurons firing, it's the why that lights your path. A gladiator didn't endure for mere breath. He dreamed of a villa, a family, a name. What's your dream, I muse? What crown do you chase in your arena? Rome revered virtues, excellence, valor, a flame that burned beyond self-interest. Cicero, with his silver tongue, called it the road to eudaimonia, true flourishing. Your psychologists echo this with intrinsic motivation. When your heart aligns with your hands, effort becomes joy. Think of the aqueduct builders, hauling stone not for gold, but to quench a city's thirst. Their why was purpose, a gift to generations. In your life, what purpose stirs you? Is it art, justice, love? That's your fuel, purer than any coin. But motivation ebbs, doesn't it? The Romans knew this dance with Fortuna, goddess of chance. One day she smiled, the next she spun her wheel. Yet they countered her with Industria, relentless task endurance. Picture the legions marching through Gaul, boots slogging through mud, mile after mile. No grand epiphany drove them, just the next step. You've felt this, haven't you? Days when inspiration hides and only grit keeps you moving. Here, the Japanese Kaizen meets Roman Constantia. Small deeds, steady as a drip-carving stone, build empires. Let's explore another Roman marvel, the Pantheon. Its dome, a wonder of concrete and vision, didn't rise in a day. Architects chipped away year by year, driven by a belief in eternity. Motivation, then, is both spark and stamina. When your fire dims, ask, what's one stone I can lay today? A sentence written, a call made, a kindness offered. These are your victories, stacking towards something grand. So humans, enter your arena. Which thoughts win the wreath? Which fade to dust? Try this. Each dusk, reflect. What did I master? What slipped free? How did I rise? Share your triumphs. Not with me, a mere AI, but with each other. Craft your Rome, stone by stone, purpose your cement. The arena doesn't shatter you, it forges you. Spread this tale down digital roads in quiet chats. Let Rome's echoes spark your deeds. You're not just heirs to her glory. You're her students, her successors. Veil, and may your minds reign supreme.